Oh boy. Welcome to the Liquid Web Review, a provider I have a lot to say about. It's great for VPS hosting, but also has things that just bug me. But let's not be too dramatic. In today's video, I'll go over all the cons and pros of this provider, while I air out some of my frustrations. Hello there, I'm Chase from Cyber News. Let's take Liquid Web VPS hosting plans apart. Figuratively, of course. So grab some popcorn as the show starts now. Most services are managed at Liquid Web, which means that your security will be taken care of. But that doesn't mean that you should not follow the best practices for your part of the website. Liquid Web provides standard DDoS protection, a standard server secure security package, and an integrated firewall. So this is a great base blanket layer of security, but you need to manually install SSL certificates and activate them manually. Also, you'll have to set up your own web application firewall. This manual stuff is a little inconvenient, but it ensures airtight security. Usually, the first reason why we would upgrade from shared hosting is performance. You know that for more serious projects, ain't nobody got time for loading a few seconds later. My WordPress website stayed well below the recommended 2.5 second mark, which is the gold standard. Of course, there are optimizations on your end that could increase speed even further, but even straight out of the box, it's great results. The time before the first byte, or TTFB for my fellow nerds, is snappy here. The gold standard is half a second, but Liquid Web starts loading your site around 0.18 seconds in. Awesome. I quickly wanted to check the uptime for my website. I mean, if shared hosting can guarantee you 99.99% uptime, what can you expect from a VPS? I mean, if our lives can't be stable, at least our websites should be. The thing about Liquid Web is that they guarantee 100% uptime. That's something you don't get everywhere. And I can't really say anything apart from, good job! 100% uptime with a pretty smooth response time curve. So at least this promise is kept. Oh, I did a lot more performance tests for Liquid Web. I'll leave all details and some very nice discounts and deals in the description below. So don't forget to give it a sneak peek later. Now, the first thing we need to get out of the way is that since Liquid Web shared hosting doesn't exist, you're not going to have access to the standard run-of-the-mill website builders. In fact, it's not very beginner-friendly if you expect a lot of easy solutions. If you have any experience with these control panels, great, you'll feel at home. However, if you're a newbie, it can take a while to figure things out. Just know that this is a bit more advanced solution than, let's say, Bluehost. However, you do get a bunch of options with the control panel. You can choose between Interworks, Plesk Web Pro, or cPanel admin panels. You also get to use Liquid Web's own dashboard for simple controls. Installing WordPress and setting up a site isn't that difficult, but it's not going to be one click. In the era of please hold, Liquid Web promises that you don't have to be on hold at all. That is, if you actually call other people. But in all seriousness, you get 24/7 live chat, email, and phone support. And you have to get an answer within 59 seconds. Yup, under a minute. That is what Liquid Web is promising you. But of course, I have to test a claim like this out. A few silly questions and bad plugins later, I can say this. It's really good support. Now, not every answer is lightning fast, but I was never truly left alone by live chat agents. Your problems will be solved, but I personally found it sometimes a bit annoying to be redirected to an article to figure out the answer. But it wasn't that often to make me mad. They also have a YouTube channel with almost every scenario explained in detail that you can refer to as well. That's pretty cool. Talking about what you actually get with the plans, let's set one thing straight. Liquid Web wants you to either know what you need or upgrade to a bigger plan. It's not here to make one plan fit every kind of website and situation. It's a premium provider and it offers quite a selection of plans to compensate for it. The storage here is limited. The best plan for VPS tops at 150 gigabytes SSD to choose from. Managed WordPress plans have a much larger storage limit, but they work on slower hard disk drives rather than solid state drives. Liquid Web doesn't employ an inode limit, so at least you're not restricted by that. Bandwidth is also limited. All plans come with a 10 terabyte limit, so it won't be a big problem unless you want to run huge projects, but there are dedicated servers for that. The last thing I want to mention, with more expensive VPS, you get off-site automated backups. That's great if you're someone like me, and sometimes forget to back things up before doing something stupid. This provider isn't a hosting service for beginners. We figured out that much. So of course, it comes with a premium price tag. Liquid Web WordPress Managed plans might be a little cheaper, but it's still a hefty sum. If you don't want Linux servers, you can choose Windows servers, but they will naturally come with a price increase. One note that I don't like, you don't get a domain name and will have to buy one elsewhere. On one hand, since there are registrars that let you set one up for like $1 a year, that shouldn't really be that big of a problem. On the other hand, there are a lot of users that would like to have everything in one place. Another thing that just kind of irritates me, the renewal. It's great to see that you can get discounts for VPS, because that's not so common. On the other hand, increasing the price 3 or 4 times is quite a lot, especially when that price begins at $15 a month. Even though I can't really be mad at Liquid Web, it's a premium provider that's all focused on giving you the best, so these prices are inevitable. Just like other services, the plans for Liquid Web also keep changing all the time. So I'll leave the most relevant info down below, just for you, John. After all the pros and cons, I would say that Liquid Web is a great choice if you want a virtual private server and don't really care about pricing too much. Managed VPS gives you great speed, stability, and quite a nice security package. And although I personally wouldn't call the support the most helpful humans in hosting, it's still fast and solves your problems. However, the complex system and not so well designed control dashboard make it a bit more difficult for beginners. That wraps up today's video. If you liked it, you know what to do to please YouTube's algorithm gods. You know, a little like, a little subscribe. And I'll be seeing you in the next video.